everyone, and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, the end of the alphabet is aflame with war as Mr. Yo, playing as the Vietnamese in red, gets ready to duke it out with Barles, playing as the Vikings in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Vietnamese, primarily an archer civilization that has access to two very cool, unique archer units. The first one is the Rattan Archer, the second fastest foot archer in the game, and one that comes with a pretty decent attack and a massive amount of pierce armor. Think Huskarl level pierce armor that makes it pretty much impossible for most other archer units in the game to kill it. The second is their other unique unit of the Vietnamese, the Imperial Skirmisher. This is a better armored version of the Elite Skirmisher that comes with higher attack and bonuses against both foot archers and cavalry archers. Now, if that's not enough archer for you, every single unit that comes out of the Vietnamese archery range, well, it comes with 20% more HP. Now, to support their range units on the field of battle, Vietnamese battle elephants do get an upgrade that adds a massive 100 extra HP, making them very chunky, capping out, I believe, at 420 HP, and the Vietnamese get the conscription upgrade free of charge. So the second they hit Imperial, their military industrial complex goes into overdrive. Now, to afford the cost of training their ranged units, their battle elephants, all economic technologies for the Vietnamese, cost absolutely no wood and are researched twice as fast as normal, and their lumberjacks can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold as they basically cut down trees, turn that wood into paper money, baby. Now, unlike other civilizations that have features designed to protect them from raiding, keep them safe and sound, the Vietnamese actually have a feature that, or whatever you want to call it, a bonus that makes them raid more efficiently. Let's take a look at their line of sight. Notice something on the minimap. As the Vietnamese, you start the game knowing exactly where out in the ether your opponent or opponents is or are located. Super cool feature. Now, speaking of the opponents in today's matchup, we've got Barles playing as the Vikings in blue, a civilization that focuses primarily on their infantry. Starting in the Feudal Age, all Viking infantry units get 20% more HP and can be upgraded to get a +5 attack boost against cavalry. Now, this boost benefits their first unique unit, the Berserker. This is a durable, well-armored, strong infantry unit whose health automatically regenerates at a rate of 40 HP. Now, infantry units, as we know, generally move a little bit slowly on the battlefield. Not exactly Celtic infantry, not exactly Lithuanian spearman line units. So to support them on the field of battle, Viking archer line units can be upgraded to get a small +1 attack boost. That'll help the Vikings. I was about to say Vietnamese, I got lost in the gazelle push. No, we're looking at the Vikings right now to help them afford their military endeavors out on the map. They get the wheelbarrow and handcart upgrades free of charge. So they hit Feudal Age, they hit Castle Age with their economy already in top gear, and their infantry, which already come with a few cool features I mentioned, can be upgraded even more to earn gold whenever they kill villagers, monks, and even trade units, although not really expecting to see any of the latter in a 1v1 game. Those are the two civilizations we've got before, so it looks like Monsieur is pushing his final gazelle here as Barles, doesn't need that Vietnamese line of sight because he is making, what was almost a very straight line straight towards his opponent's base. By the way, those of you who have watched the channel know that I like to look at similarities between civilizations, and on paper, these are some pretty, at least theoretically, similar civilizations. Both of them have very powerful economic features. I mean, never sleep on getting wheelbarrow and handcart for free. And that being said, cheaper ecotechs research twice as fast. And when I say cheaper, I mean they cost no wood at all. So only food and research twice as fast. That's not to be slept on either. Then you've got your 20% chunkier archers versus your 20% chunkier infantry. You've got ridiculously powerful battle elephants, although the Vietnamese, the developers giveth and taketh away. Whenever you get 100 extra HP, it's not for free. They don't get Blast Furnace, the last attack upgrade for melee. That being said, the Berserker, it's a pretty badass unit as well. And so I am very excited for the possibilities here in this game and the possible matchups that we're going to see. I wonder if Mr. Yo will follow the, not the latest meta of Scorpion play, but the penultimate meta, the second most popular one at the moment with cavalry archers. the Vietnamese, aside from missing, I believe, just Parthian Tactics. Where are you? There you are. I don't know why I went to Elite Step Lancer. The Parthian Tactics upgrade, I believe they have pretty much every single upgrade available for their Cav Archers. And remember, the Cav Archers, because they come out of an archery range, do get 20% more HP. That being said, the Vikings with Boggs Vagar and the +1 attack on their Arbalester line units are not exactly shrinking violets when it comes to the Archer game. And so we'll see how the players decide to do this. Again, I'm just very excited. These are two fantastically powerful civilizations, even though you wouldn't know it with the Vietnamese win rate in the last, let's say, 12 months, last year or so. I think at some point they were like dead last, which I've never been able to explain. But in any event, let's take a look at the map. Let's take a look at the attack path, because I see a pretty damn clear A to B with a little bit of a rough hill situation happening in the center, but no real forest coverage to speak of. These are two big open slices of the map where the players are going to be basically ramming into one another with their armies, I hope. And let's take a look at the base's primary stone in the forward position for Mr. Yo. Primary gold, not in the forward, not to the back, kind of to the side. Are we about to have our first kill of the game here at the 10.5-minute mark? No, maybe. Viking is being very shy right now. He is in feudal. His militia should come with 8 extra HP. So instead of the 40, they have 48. So not too sure what the hesitation is here. No upgrades militarily for either player. No upgrades, period, for either player. Except, of course, wheelbarrow, which is gotten automatically, and double bit axe and horse collar for our Vietnamese, because why the hell not? It only costs food, and you're in the feudal age. So as we saw, the gold kind of to the side, but not really. Pretty close to the TC. So not super duper exposed. He can run his villagers back home very easily. Can our Vietnamese. He's got an extra patch of gold to the back, an extra patch of stone to the back, a lot of wood to the rear for our Vietnamese archer civilization. And where is your tertiary gold? There it is, all the way to the top right of his base. And again, Barles being very hesitant with this army. That being said, not being hesitant is Mr. Yo, who looks like he wanted to, almost got into the rear of the base, but now he's getting shoot away by a spearman. Shoot away by a spearman. No, what the hell was that? Taking on a spearman from what I think is the low ground with 2 scouts, no bloodlines, no upgrades, is a recipe for getting shafted, literally. And so our Viking now draws first blood as he, okay, maybe a little bit more confident after that attack, is moving in, but he's going to draw some archer fire. Let's take a very quick look at Barles' base, because I see he's already walled this off in a fist shape. You got your knuckles, you got your wrist over here. It really does look like a bit of a fist. We'll see if he rams that fist into Mr. Yo's military. Now he is just shooing away, rather getting shoot away by this Vietnamese army that little by little is tickling away at some of the HP on this infantry. Where are his resources? Primary gold to the rear, primary stone. I was going to say not really to the front, not really exposed, but it's already been walled in. So it's pretty damn secure. Scout, it looks like he wants to run ahead of this army so that he can at least get a little bit more damage. But there is still a spearman here. Spearman with, to be fair, not that much HP. 19 HP, the scout. 33 HP, but 2 archers. We'll be able to kill that scout in the blink, that spearman rather, in the blink of an eye. And yeah, they immediately, of course, target him. You don't want to be this spearman right now, because you best believe that Vietnamese army is going to be targeting you down. Extra stone very much in the forward position, extra gold to the rear, although left outside of this fist, and extra gold, it looks like. No, pardon me, where is your... Oh, there it is. Pardon me, secondary gold in the forward position, forming part of the wall off, and this is his 3rd gold. Okay, so 2 resources to the front, 3 kind of in a generally secure area, although the tertiary gold left off campus. And now it's Mr. Yo's turn to have to be a little bit careful here. Scout can't take too much prodding. He was at 30-something HP. Now he's at 5 HP. Now he's at 2 HP. Okay, yeah, get the hell out of here. You don't belong here anymore. You are with this guy. No, never mind. This guy at least has 22 HP. Barles is sending a very dead scout to the south. The majority of his army, both players, 34, 36 villagers. Mr. Yo's already en route to Castle Age. I can't imagine Barles is going to be very far behind right as I finish that sentence. Sometimes when I see players, and I'm sure you guys have noticed this, sometimes when I see players are at like 790 food and 200 gold, and they're not like the Italians, I draw out the sentence a little bit as I'm speaking, just so I can say they're clicking up right as I finish my sentence. I don't know why I do it. Call it like a caster's tick. Looks like a few of the gold miners were javelined, shoot away from gold mining, but they've returned. And okay, Mr. Yo with a bit of a forward movement of a few archers and skirmishers has pulled back the entire Viking army, and he is going to hit Castle Age about 20 seconds ahead of his opponent. Even though he's got 30 seconds TC idle time to 13, Barles stopping along the way for a bit of a cigarette break. And now it looks like the armies might converge here next to Relic Hill. Fletching for our Viking, fletching already for our Vietnamese, whose villagers are now under attack. He said, yo, not too sure. I didn't even see who got that kill. Probably the spearman. He does have one kill. What about the second spearman? No, you got 0 kills. Tell me it wasn't the skirmisher. These skirmishers, by the way, running absolutely amok. Killing archer after archer. Mr. Yo says, you know what, forget it. I don't really mind. I don't really care. I wasn't going to go crossbows anyway. I'm going elite skirmishers. And another unit, Barles takes a 5-0 kill lead all of a sudden as his still dead scout continues to run around. I mean, now he's going to poke in. Mr. Yo, will he react in time? This is an easy kill for him. This is an easy kill for him. Lumberjacks have become construction workers working in non-optimal conditions here under a hail of javelins thrown by skirmishers. Archer's going to shoo away the units here. I'm very curious to see when Mr. Yo realizes that there is a basically dead 3 HP scout inside of his base. And skirmishers get a 6th kill. The ones over here not going to be able to do very much. Not with a TC. They do have Bodkin, so their range isn't terrible right now. Bodkin as well for blue. Ooh, will he realize it now? Just one villager. Just one villager. Get out your boxing gloves. Get out your cutlass, your sword, whatever it is you want to use to attack. And there we go. Garrisons the town center. Mr. Yo finally gets the first kill of his game today with a very middle of the road siege workshop here. A 3rd town center going up for him. 3 already up for our Viking, who, remember, has handcart immediately the second he reaches Castle Age. So 46 villagers to 41 for our Viking. That is not a situation Mr. Yo wants to be in, but he is going up to the same number of town centers. We'll see whether or not he decides to compete economically, what he'll do militarily. For now, his skirmishers are on the low ground, even though they're elite versus just basic. They do lose 2 more. Oh my goodness, 8-1 kill count. But to exit the base, there were no gates, and so Barles had to delete a portion of his own wall. Mr. Yo brings a pet lion along for the ride. The javelins, okay. Silence that lion, and now finally our Viking is going up to elite skirmishers as well. No one's upgrading anything here at the moment. We're just going to skirmisher versus skirmisher in Castle Age. So I know some people are going to love this. I know some people are going to hate this. I see a mangonel getting trained. I see a monk getting trained. So I'm assuming this second structure, yeah, is a monastery to suck up that center relic. Hello. At least go into the town center and at least do something. Don't just kind of stand there in your little tiny box formation 3x2. Uh-oh. Let's see when Barles discovers that they're... Okay, never mind. He's already discovered with the line of sight on his archery range that there is a mangonel creeping somewhere in this ether. We'll keep an eye on this using our very advanced Age of Empires radar detection system, which is to say just fog of war and clicking. And here we go. The melee infantry has been brought forward, probably to try to dive bomb straight into this mangonel. But they are basically Dark Age units. This is like trying to fight... Well, it's like trying to fight a mangonel with militiamen, with billy clubs. We'll see how much they can get done. The elite skirmishers will snipe them all. It looks like a nice little pancake, but they ultimately get. All right, you know what? I said do something with that army, and Barles does something fantastic with that army. Manages to get a mangonel as a ram now gets pushed in. Monk underneath an olive, or pardon me, a dragon tree. Very poetic, very beautiful, very artistic. But I'm sure not what Mr. Yo wants to see. This is probably what he wants to see. Military structures being destroyed. Is there a backup archery range? There is not. What there is a fourth town center and ballistics. And there are 2 dead villagers pancaked by the mangonel as well. Yikety yikes. Total of 3 kills, all 3 of them villagers. And here we go. He doesn't need an archery range because he is transitioning into castle defense. Ooh, at the same time, it looks like Barles has snuck around the rear of the center position with his skirmishers. Okay, he's going to be able to get a little bit of damage done here. As long as he's fighting individual units, he can use his numbers to great effect. Kills 4 for the price of 2, but a knight, a mangonel, and reinforcing skirmishers basically spell the end of this little sortie to the rear of the center. Got here just in time to see another dead villager. So Mr. Yo was behind on the kills significantly, but not only evens it up, surpasses his opponent both in military and eco kills, and now lays siege to this town center. Now, does he know that there's a 4th town center? Yeah, he's seen all 4. So getting one of the 4 town centers is a good get, especially when you've gone up to a 4th one yourself. But should it be the primary target right now? I mean, he wants a 2nd castle, does Barles. He's already at 700 stone, and out come the berserkers. Axes held, shields held. They will do a little bit of a better job than militiamen in destroying this mangonel. Oh, I opened my big stupid mouth, and all 3 original berserkers die, having accomplished literally nothing. Mangonel survives with 14 HP. Okay, well, there you go. Welcome to calling it wrong, Cast of Empires. How far will the knights chase? Will they realize they're entering into a castle firing zone? Will they give a rat's butt? They do have +1 armor, but that's not good enough. This castle, remember, does have ballistics. 1 knight falls, 1 shoot away with 17 HP. Out come the berserkers again. Mangonels are a bit more exposed this time, and Mr. Yo is going cavalry archers, going up to 6 of them. Okay, 1 guy's on break. 2 mangoes fall. 2 mangoes, a 3rd mangonel. Wow. Well, there you go. I kind of redeemed myself there with Barles' activities. Those very few small number of berserkers managing to absolutely decimate Mr. Yo's siege count, and with that follow-up volley of the blue mangonel, he's got no more siege. No more siege against multiple castles means that this Vietnamese push is done. And now Mr. Yo is going cavalry archers. Instead of the usual 50 HP, they have 60. I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't have bloodlines, but looking at his resources, I'm questioning whether he wants to go up to Imperial Age. Our Viking already en route, literally just clicked up. He's going after the blue mangonel. Blue mangonel, by the way, that's being repaired. Oh my goodness, will he even get this? The knight falls. Not too sure cavalry archers are going to be able to get this mangonel. No, they don't. What a disaster for Mr. Yo. Will he get that villager? No. I was about to say, maybe take your cavalry archers and start poking and prodding around the map. Although house wall-offs here. There's an alley. There's an alley between this house and the University 1 palisade is all that stands between Mr. Yo penetrating the rear of the base and causing a whole bunch of damage here. This is a lot of villagers that can be really, really put in danger here. This is a a glaring weak point there in the wall off for our Viking. That being said, as much as I would love to give players orders and instructions and tell them what to do, Mr. Yo is firmly defending his castle build-up here, gets the castle up, it guns down a few berserkers as well. He's also heading up to the final and next age, getting ballistics, thumb ring, and bloodline. So we are doubling down on cavalry archers. I really hope I mean, I shouldn't say I really hope he exploits this one weakness. I just, anytime you see something like this, you just kind of want it, you know, you kind of want it exploited. Just because it makes for a good game. Because right now, Mr. Yo's sitting at 9 villager kills to 1. If Barles can wall that off, he'll save himself a lot of headache. If he can't, that kill lead might be 19 to 1. Okay, castle looked like it was about to get constructed, canceled, then rebuilt. He's now in Imperial, immediately 2 trebs for blue. Light cavalry is gonna accompany these cav archers for red, who, by the way, sees the castle going up. I don't know that he's gonna be able to do too much about this. There's a lot of villagers constructing this, and Barles is throwing away berserkers just to keep the castle occupied, just to keep the units occupied. So wait a second, castle's only at 75%. There's a lot of cavalry archers here. Skirmishers, I mean, why are you still mining gold? Go and pick up your axe. Oh, and it's gonna go up, and for the second time, a castle goes up and should basically wreck the cavalry archer count of red. I would love to see, okay, I mean, I would love to see elite berserkers. I would also love to see some murder holes for our Viking, who begins pushing out with no fewer than 3 trebuchets. A 4th is being trained. Not here, but here. And where are the 11 cav archers? Lion attacks the gold mining camp over here. They are here getting healed. So let's see what's going on around the map. We've got a Vietnamese castle literally about to fall. We've got a Vietnamese castle exchanging arrow fire with a Viking castle. Viking castle is on the low ground, so all things being equal, should lose out to the Vietnamese castle. Looks like the lion attack has been killed and stopped. And here we go. We've been cured. We're getting armor upgrades. We're getting chemistry. We are still just cavalry archers, though. Like I said, the Vietnamese get everything other than Parthian tactics. And there is the heavy cavalry archer upgrade for him. Monsieur is getting blinded little by little. His very forward outposts removed houses, though still providing a little bit of vision, although most of this is pretty much castle and trebuchets. Berserkers charge in. I don't know how well this is going to go for blue. Okay, 1 treb down. Will he get the second? Probably not. That is a lot of berserkers for 1 trebuchet. Cav archers are heavy. And now we're getting melee cavalry upgrades. What? Okay, I forgot that he upgraded his scouts to light cavalry. Well, there's that 1 light cavalry, probably wishing he had that final armor upgrade before he bit the dust. And yeah, it's actually the Vietnamese castle. Both Vietnamese castles in the forward position have fallen. But uh-oh. Barles isn't noticing that his quarry is under attack here. We'll keep an eye, see how much damage Mr. Yo can get done here. Looks like he's already pulling the villagers, is Barles. And look at this. Barles knows that these cavalry archers, as good as they are taking out berserkers, are going to do jack nothing to these trebuchets, and so he is focusing on the infrastructure. Well, we've got a bombard cannon. Pardon me, we had a bombard cannon. Another one is being trained, but no longer in the forward position. So he's gonna have to wheel that giant bombard, I guess, cannon. He's gonna have to wheel it a long way to get to the front lines, and by long way I mean a few extra tiles. Surprisingly, the kill count 86 to 64. For some reason, I feel like the kill count should be much higher. The players have just been tearing into one another. Now, to be fair, the first 20 minutes of the game were quite docile. A monk dies here searching for a relic, or maybe not searching for a relic. Mystery already has 4 relics to 1. The first 20 minutes of the game were fairly calm, and the last 20 minutes have just been absolutely action-packed. So maybe that's why the kill count is so low. Exchanging skirmishers for cav archers, never a bad idea. Our Viking is housed at 180 at the moment. Looks like he's walling off the northern perimeter of his base. The last thing he wants is a whole bunch of cav archers running in, a whole bunch of light cavalry running in. Better to let them focus on these skirmishers who are not dispersing in the fart method around the room to get use of their, or rather to account for their minimum range. Okay, they're kind of just standing their ground, and when you stand your ground against light cavalry, you basically die. Thankfully, the castle was here, does have 16 kills. Cav archers, though, fully upgraded, have made an appearance. And they should be enough now to almost, maybe even, actually, maybe one-shot the berserkers. 5 armor against 11 attack, 6 damage, and how many of them were there? Sorry, there weren't 15. I think there were like 12. So 12 times 6 is 72. Ooh, just one extra cav archer away from being able to one-shot because berserkers have 74. And Barles pushes out with yet another castle, but the presence of some bombard cannons to the north shoot him the hell away. Cancels the castle. Goes back to mining stone. Mysterio is now adding a lot more light cavalry. Why the hell not? Look at his resources. As much as Barles' settlement is quite large, as much as he's at 185 population, the mini-map is all Mr. Yo, and it is just a never-ending stream of units. Cavalry archers, light cavalry. Oh my goodness! Chatras and elephants! I mean, tell me we've got chieftains. Okay, at least we've got chieftains. Chieftains will add a +5 attack against cavalry. Now, the camel part, not so relevant, but cavalry +5 might help out against elephants. Now, these aren't your regular elephants. They are going to come with 420 HP in 25 seconds. I really am curious to see Barles' line of sight. He sees the elephants waddling, and now his quarry miners are under attack. They've almost got the stone for yet another castle, but they are being attacked before they can even drop that stone off. At the same time, he's repairing the castle, which is depleting his stone. Oh no. Okay, he's at 700. He can drop another castle. Berserkers going after the bombard cannon. Will they get it? I have no clue what the hell's going on here. They do get it. They run away. 2 of them survive. Oh my god, the berserkers don't have iron casting. Pardon me, they don't have blast furnace. Why don't the berserkers have blast furnace? Elephants fully upgraded. Look at that. 16 attack, 4 melee, 420 HP, but they do have cavalry armor. So the attack bonus does play here, or rather come into play. Okay. Berserkers aren't doing too terribly here. If they can isolate small pockets of 2 or 3 elephants at a time, they can take this army out. But here come the cav archers. Where the hell did you even go? Where were these guys that they just made a reappearance here? And now with the cav archers picking off the berserkers, there is no more hope. The skirmishers are in the wrong side of the battlefield. They need to be here attacking the cavalry archers. And all of a sudden, wow, the elephant surprise. It's like having a Kinder Egg, and out pops a giant 420 HP elephant. Oh yeah, he's also taking the stone right near the base here. Ooh, looks like some of these villagers were pathed. I'm not too sure where the hell they were going, but their pathing led them through a castle. Castle firing arrows, and villagers dying. But mamma mia, if not for these cav archers, maybe the berserkers could have held the line a little bit. Again, they regenerate at a ridiculous 40 HP per minute for a unit with 74 HP. Basically a minute and what, 40 seconds to go from 1 HP to full HP? Something like that. Not too specific. But what a crazy, crazy final battle here. Elite berserkers, but again, missing blast furnace. I wonder if that's, it can't possibly be on purpose, right? That just must be an oversight on the part of our Viking. Skirmishers, unfortunately, not in the right position on the battlefield, I mean, to deal with these cavalry archers who get 48 kills. And what were they doing? Were they trying to bust their way into here? Is the alley still available? Am I wrong? Is there not an alley between here with this palisade? Right? It looks like there is. In any event, a potential weak spot not exploited. Has he at least discovered it? Yeah, he has discovered it. So whatever, doesn't really matter. Says, you know what? You know what's better than killing villagers? Killing berserkers and ending the game. Look at all the dead blue capes, all the ginger haired, the horned helmets, the swirly whirly shields of the berserker. And again, if they could have kept isolating these elephants, maybe 3, 4, 5 at a time, they could have potentially held the line a little bit longer, especially with the resources he has. Not terrible. Now, Mystery obviously has a lot more resources in terms of food, which is what you need here for a consistent elephant push. He did not have a lot of food, especially since... Actually, wait a second. No, pardon me. I was going to say we had some I thought I saw some barracks, but I'm mistaken. There's just one replacement barracks for the one that fell here that was placed in the beginning of the game and then fell to the early catapult mangonel ram push that happened there. But I was going to say maybe some pikemen coming out of here would definitely help out, but doesn't really matter. Even without Parthian tactics, these guys have a +4 attack bonus against pikemen. And so it doesn't matter pikeman or berserker or skirmisher or villager or whatever the hell the Viking throws at Mr. Yo. Even though Barles ends the game with 34 army count, 24 of it is right here in skirmisher count that is doing basically little to nothing against these elephants with 7 pierce armor. And now that these cav archers are here to one-shot the berserkers, the battle is no chance in hell for blue. He knows it, taps out, lives to fight another day. Let's take a look at the stats. 66 cav archers, 119 berserkers. This was a fun little surprise. With the Vietnamese, you always have to be careful. It's like the Burgundians with the button. It's like the Byzantines going up to Imperial with their ridiculously cheap Imperial Age cost. The Vietnamese are the same way. Very much an archer civilization, which we saw for what, 45, 44, 43 minutes of the game. And then boop, just like that, Kinder Egg pops open. And out come 28 freaking fully upgraded elite battle elephants because you've given Mr. Yo total map control. And with that map control, he has just gobbled up all of the resources. I'm having a hard time seeing any available resources left on the map. Only 500 stone and 3,900 gold. I don't even know where this 3,900 gold is. This must be the stone. No, this is 36 stone. I wonder if it's this pile here that wasn't mined out. Yeah, it's this pile here. But somewhere out there is a little bit of gold. There it is. There you are. There's at least half of it. But you know what I mean. I'm not being too specific. The bottom line is there's a lot of red on the map. And even though the blue settlement, like I said about 20 minutes ago, is pretty substantial, it's pretty large. Mr. Yo is not doing a good job raiding the rear or the sides of it. He has killed 60 villagers to 15, but most of those villagers are here in the forward position mining resources. But to be fair, that's just as good. Oh, there's something behind here as well. What are you? Come on. Come on. I'll just click the villager. Okay, it's gold. So there's the extra gold. There's 3 patches here behind. And at the end of the day, the elephant surprise comes in a little bit too heavy. And even though the cav archers were gone for the first part of that fight, which means a lot of dead elephants in exchange for some berserkers. I mean, look at the floor. Look at the ground. Look at the sands just littered with light cavalry and skirmishers and cavalry archers and elephants and berserkers and villagers. Just everyone is dying here. But when they show up, they kill all of the villagers here. And now they're free to focus and basically one-shot these berserkers. Berserkers who, again, don't have blast furnace. So that's an extra +2 attack on 20 or 30 units that is not getting done. Can you imagine if you have 20 berserkers, each one has an extra +2 attack? Ignoring the effect of armor, because I don't think the armor is that high on the elephant. Yeah, just a 4. 20 units with an extra +2 is 40 extra HP every 2 seconds. Every 2 in-game seconds, which is basically like every 1 human second. So that's 40 extra HP removed, and again and again and again and again. And for a unit with this much HP, you need as much damage as you can do. And so unfortunately, the Viking Berserker held the line as long as it could until the Cav Archer came, and on the high ground after decimating the mining camp, moved on to absolutely one-shotting these Berserkers, who now have all died, leaving the skirmishers exposed, unfortunately. And Barles realizes this is not a fight he can take. And even though there's not really much here that can destroy the castle except for the elephants, and if they do, it will buy Barles a little bit of time, because he can build another castle literally right here. He has 800 stone, or he can repair this castle. It's going to take these elephants a while to tear down this castle with its 8 melee armor. They also don't have blast furnace, but not because he forgot, just because the Vietnamese don't get it. So Barles could potentially have held on here for a little bit with some distracting arena-style infrastructure in the way of these elephants. But with this castle going up, there will be a Treb coming out, and Barles does not have enough gold to do everything he wants to do. He doesn't have enough gold to train more Berserkers and Trebs. He has a good amount of wood that he can plop down maybe a few more barracks and start pumping out pikemen. Maybe. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, losing your entire army can't possibly feel good. Barles realizes that his forward position has been breached. He's seeing villagers over here tiefing his resources, and he says, you know what, I just can't put up a fight anymore. I'm going to live to fight another day. Taps out. GG's. And it is Mr. Yo who takes the W, but wow, the eggs, the Kinder Egg Elephant surprise, the Cav Archer play, all of it fantastic. The Berserker killing those 4 mangonels here was absolutely epic after that militia line, those militia units that I said would never kill anything, and then they ended up killing something. Well, there you go. You know, you can't call everything right, but at the end of the day, what an absolute fun game. GG truly to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.